What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan, and I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our final review for Star Wars Skeleton Crew. We've had the last episode just came out this week, just a couple days ago, and I've had time to think about it and go over my thoughts about the series. And we wanted to just give that final review now that we did. We reviewed the first two episodes, and then we did the midway review, and now we just got the couple last episodes to review and our overall thoughts of the series and how we enjoyed it. It's been a fun series. It's been a distraction. It's been a welcome distraction from the real world, which is kind of what we get into these shows for. And I've been enjoying it, and I hope maybe it gets a second season. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't necessarily need a second season. The way they tied things up, which is kind of nice that they did that. So we'll have to wait and see what the overall result is. I heard the viewership hasn't been amazing, but I don't think that that's Skeleton Crew's fault. But overall, the reception of the show by the people who have watched it has been very, very good. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about this stuff. There could be spoilers in here. So if you haven't watched the rest of those episodes, please go ahead and go watch the episodes before you join us in this video. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of fun. So here we have, Jude Law. His character was just amazing. Loved it. And same with SM33, Nick Frost. They both did amazing jobs. The kids did really well too. We left off with episode 6 after he kind of goes evil on them once he realizes what the treasure was. We have episode 6, which culminated in him being captured by the pirates, Jude Law's character Jod, and then basically giving an impassioned speech to them that are you tired of starving? Are you tired of picking up scraps? And it was a very kind of like a moment where it's almost like he's still the captain and they're trying to mutiny against him. And Brutus isn't really having it, but at the same time he realizes that he's going to have to give it a shot so that the crew doesn't mutiny against him. So that was kind of nice. It kind of showed his devious and manipulative side, his ability to just look into other people's hearts and just grab that thing that they care about the most and use it to get his way. So that was kind of cool. And then we had the shiny crab, the big crab monster. That was kind of cool. Everyone thought it looked like the crab from Moana. It's like, it's so shiny, which was kind of a cool monster, the garbage crab. And then KB, we got to experience, KB's, what her life's like, and with her cybernetics and stuff like that. And Wim was able to save her. Kids really grew in that episode. They all kind of needed to try and do their best, and then they realized that they need each other. So that was really good. The ship got modified. Turned out the ship was modified into a pirate ship, and that they had to blow off the front section of the ship, which was really cool, to turn it into like a nicer, cooler ship. Turns out that ship is an old Republic ship. So that's really cool. And that's how it gets through the barrier to At-Aten, which we learned in episode 7, when they get captured by the pirates right outside the dust cloud, or the giant gas cloud that surrounds At-Aten. And find out that there's devices in there inside the barrier to protect the ship from being destroyed, because they send a little pilot in and he gets destroyed, and so they think it's just nothing but a gas cloud, and they're gonna space Jod out the airlock until the kid ship comes in and they capture it. Then it's funny because something you didn't think was going to happen is the kids capture Brutus with a claw when he tries to go up to the ship, and then Jod uses that moment to seize command and basically shoot Brutus and take over the pirates. So that was kind of interesting. They all just sat there watch their captain get killed, and then basically like, okay, you're captain now. Pirates are weird. So he basically takes over and then gets in there, threatens the kids. The kids manage to basically convince SM-33 to give them back control of the ship, and then they try and get away. Jod gets back on the ship after the fact, before it goes away, and they fly through the barrier. The pirates don't have any idea what's going on, but then Jod takes control again because he uses his newly found lightsaber to cut off SM-33's head and basically threaten the kids. So this is where he gets very, very dark, basically threatening the kids that if they don't listen to him, he's going to basically kill their parents. And then he finds the gold in the mint, all the credits. Basically, it's like him it's that moment he finds the gold, the Treasure Island moment, where he really kind of shines as that Long John Silver character. And he very, very, he feels like that Long John Silver character. He cares about the kids on some level, but he's just so greedy and just wants that treasure so bad that he just can't let anything get in his way. And you just have that laughing moment, like after struggling for so long, finally it's here. So that was kind of cool. And then of course he goes to the supervisor in the final episode with both Fern and her mother Farah to try and talk to the supervisor. To which the supervisor is a droid. The whole planet's being run by a droid. Basically, it's like AI controlling the planet. And basically, they confirmed that the last thing they heard from the Republic was that the Jedi were traitors. And that they were all killed, basically. So the robot basically knows he's either lying or he is a Jedi and he's a traitor. And so he has to destroy the giant robot that is the supervisor, which shuts all the power off. And he basically then is able to communicate with his ship and disable the protection devices on the barrier, so that the pirate ship can come through. So he's basically taking over the planet. The pirates are raiding the planet, scaring the inhabitants, firing and blowing things up, even though they have access to all the money. And the robots are down, but I guess they basically would want to scare the people because they want the people to listen to them and be their workers, so they can keep this old Republic mint going. So it's very interesting, and the kids get on their speeder bikes and have a cool speeder bike chase with the pirates trying to blow them up, and them trying to get to the ship because they're going to go call for help, call the X-Wings in, basically call the Republic in. And Jod is up there in the tower with Fern and Farah, and he's basically threatening them to just don't do anything. Wim and his dad get up there and try to, help KB get through the shield and try to stop Jod. And there's kind of a fight, and Jod's basically threatening the parents, and they end up blowing the, and then KB is in the ship with SM-33, and they're trying to get the message out, and they get hit by the pirates just as they get the message out, and so the ship falls back down to At-Aten and kind of crashes, and they're worried that KB's dead. Neil, on the other hand, is using a turbo laser to fire at this pirate ship, which helped KB get out where she could send the message. So that was, everybody had a part to play. And then basically the adults, Farah and Wim's dad, are the ones that press down the button to blow open the barrier so that the X-Wings can get in to save them. Basically, they're saying, hey, we can't do this. We need the barrier to protect ourselves. And the kids are basically saying, no matter how bad it was, wherever we went in the galaxy, there were good people. So there'll always be good people that'll step up and help us. So that was kind of the nice, the hopeful moment of the thing, because Jod revealed that he was trained by a Jedi, and that he watched the people hunting her down, basically made him watch them kill her, which is probably Inquisitors. So that you got a little bit of a look. I believe his name is Jod. Maybe Nanawood is the name of the Jedi that trained him. Because I feel like when he was being honest with the kids, when he gave them their name, whenever he was pretending to be the Jedi, it was kind of almost like himself, because he was trained by a Jedi in the Force, and but he was basically hopeless. Like, he had no hope in the goodness of the galaxy, so he became a pirate, trying to get, scrounge whatever he could, take whatever he could from anyone else, because it was all about him surviving. So the difference, the different character, the kids who'd grown up with the love of their family, whereas him who'd grown up with basically losing everything he cared about, and then just looking out for himself. And so it was interesting. It would have really been cool to see a flashback of him as a kid with that Jedi, see who the Jedi is, and just kind of like have more of an idea of what was going on. That would have been really nice. But he explained basically, who he was. The funny thing that I always felt about it was that he never once really resorted to like killing, like, other than Brutus. Like, he was willing to kill Brutus because he knew Brutus would kill him at the first opportunity. But any of the kids, like, he threatened them. He threatened the parents, but like, he fired a warning shot off at them. But he like threatened Wim's dad with a lightsaber. But he never, he basically wanted them to just back down. But he never, and he said he never wanted to hurt anybody. He just wanted them to listen to him. So I definitely feel like that Long John Silver type character, because Long John Silver was the same way. He never wanted to hurt Jim Hawkins. He liked Jim Hawkins, but he wanted the treasure, and that was it. He wanted the treasure, and he was going to do whatever he had to do to get the treasure. But in the end, he kind of was I guess, proud of when Jim beat him. Just like I feel like Jod was the same way when the kids and the parents beat him, and they, at the end, and they had the lightsaber, and Wim has the lightsaber in his hand, and they blow open the barrier, and the X-Wings come in and destroy the pirates, and he's looking up. He's almost smiling, just because he's kind of like, I've been beat. What can I say? So it was kind of a nice, it shows that he's not completely, I believe, the bloodthirsty pirate that he wanted them to believe he was. Just because when they won, it's almost like part of him was happy, right? Like, that good people could actually win was, he actually enjoyed that. So I did like that kind of part. Like, he didn't like get all upset or angry or retaliate out of anger and kill one of their parents. He just let them go once they had won, right? He just let them go. He didn't try to, he's not really like a dark side character. He's not a Sith. He's just a greedy bastard, is what someone said. I remember heard that he's just a really greedy bastard. So I did enjoy his character portrayal immensely. The show was very good. You can see here on Rotten Tomatoes, the score is actually still pretty great on it. We're seeing, the critic score and the audience score are pretty close. The audience are giving it like an 8 out of 10. Critics giving it a 9 out of 10. It's a great show. It's a great show. And I mean, like, the audience that is watching it loves it. So I think it's a great show, not just because of this, but just it's nice to see that when it is a good show, it reflects that in the ratings. But it's a great show. And I think part of the problem is the Acolyte came out before this. I think the Acolyte really tainted, kind of like episode 8, where just people couldn't imagine just a worse Star Wars product, and they just couldn't imagine being insulted more than they were in episode 8, or more than they were by the Acolyte. And they just kind of like Solo flopped, and Solo didn't flop because it was an awful movie. Solo flopped because people said, no, you're not getting my money after episode 8. Like, like, for one, I know that Han Solo dies in episode 7, so why does it even matter? And like that, I watch his beginnings. I know what he did during the original trilogy, which was the best part of him. So why do I even care about his origin story? And why do I even care after like what they did to everything in episode 8? How nothing made sense after episode 8. Like, that was the biggest thing. That was the boycott, basically. They called it the boycott effect of episode 8 is what destroyed Solo. Because Solo by itself wasn't an awful movie. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. Like, there were some really good moments in the Solo movie, and I really feel like Aaron Aldrich, who played Han Solo, did an amazing job as young Han Solo. Like, I feel like if they ever recast, he needs to be Han Solo because he did a fantastic job, and I think he would, play a really good Han Solo if they ever did more like a Thrawn trilogy. So I mean, I think that Solo gets a bad rap, but I think it's because they're not looking at it. They're just looking at it. Oh, it didn't do great numbers. It's like, no, it didn't do great numbers because you alienated everyone. And I feel like Skeleton Crew's in the same boat. I feel like, again, like, we had these subpar projects after Mando season 2. We had Book of Boba Fett, which was kind of, some of it's really good, but some of it's really awful. It just seemed to really, really mix. And then you had Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was just dumb in some places. You had Andor, which was actually pretty well received, but it really didn't have anything to do with any of that sequel trilogy stuff. And again, you know that the character dies at the end of Rogue One, so it's like, whatever, like, cool origin story. But Andor was actually quite good, but it has a limited time frame and limited interactions with the rest of the universe. You had Mandalorian season 3, which was actually quite a big disappointment for a lot of people. It just felt, like they did so many weird things, and they just kind of screwed around with everything that they were building up. And then you had Ahsoka, which was, again, I enjoyed Ahsoka, but it was kind of disappointing. It didn't kind of reach the heights that I thought it would have. And then you had, of course, The Acolyte, which was just awful. Just so awful. And such a waste of time. And like, I had never felt like that bad watching a Star Wars series. And so I think really, after all those projects, you just kind of burned out of watching just Star Wars that wasn't fun. And this is fun Star Wars. Honestly, it's like the Goonies, it's like Treasure Island, mixed into Star Wars. The actors do a phenomenal job. The kids do a better acting job than some of the people in the Acolytes. So, I mean, that's just my honest opinion. And Jude Law does an amazing job. He carries a lot of the show on his back. So, I would absolutely give this a watch. If you haven't watched it and you just wanted to kind of see what the review was, I would definitely give this one a shot. It's a pretty good project, and I think you guys won't be disappointed. Great characters, great little universe they're building here. Everything's really cool. I can't say enough good things about it. So I mean, this is something that I really enjoyed. And I know it's probably not going to get a season 2, and it's probably going to be because they're going to look at it and, the numbers weren't great. And I'm like, well, you know what? This is a show that people will continue to watch after the initial air. Like, I can see people going and telling their friends, hey, you should go watch this. And 3 to 5 months, they'll go, yeah, I'll watch it. Then they'll tell someone else to go watch it. So word of mouth on this will be better. Over the long period, this is probably going to see more views than The Acolyte because it's good. It's like I said, it's like that word of mouth thing. Eventually people are going to tell their friends, yeah, I watched it, it was really good, you should go give it a chance. Whereas most people are telling people, oh, do you watch The Acolyte? Yeah, don't waste your freaking breath. Don't even pick it up. And like I hear my friends, oh, have you watched The Acolyte? Like, yeah, I heard it wasn't that great. And I'm like, yeah, don't bother. So they've already heard, like, before I even talk to them, they already know that it's. So I mean, this is the opposite. This is I'm going to tell people, hey, if you want a cool, fun show, maybe something to watch with your kids, yeah, give Skeleton Crew a shot. It's good. It's fun. So yeah, that's my opinion. That's my overall view of Skeleton Crew. Tell me what you guys think. I enjoyed the series a lot. It was really fun. The piratey aspect of it was pretty good. and we enjoyed it, and we'll continue to, watch it if they decide to do a season 2. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below about the series, and looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. That's all for now, folks.